Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Football Manager 26. It is the 29th of July, 2027, here in the Match Day engine, where we are taking on FC Lausanne, who did beat us 3-2 on the road in Switzerland in the first round, or not the first round, but in the first leg of the UEFA Conference League second round. So we do need a win, and not only that, but a 1-0 win would lead us to extra time and potentially penalties. But if we could get a 2-0 win, we would advance. Now, a loss would obviously knock us out, which would be disappointing. Which would definitely be disappointing, as we have 953,000 euros currently. However, the one good news if we did get knocked out of Europe, one, it's the first time we've ever been in Europe, so it's probably not realistic for us to go on a super long run. Although if we did, obviously I would take it. It would greatly improve the financial stature of the club. The positive, however, would be while we do have a little bit of depth, right, in the squad, it would allow us to focus on the league and to try to make sure that we made it into Europe next year, right? That was the big drawback to finishing fifth last year was we had just got promoted. We were not a very rich club. We don't have a lot of ability. We're played in a relatively small league, so we don't have the ability to necessarily go out and say, hey, we're going to challenge for the trophy and we're going to still be in the top five because we have all this depth, right? So we still don't have a ton of depth. Major did get hurt, so he is out for a while, although Concordia Shiana did make a loan offer for him for 5.2 thousand euros, which would put us underneath the wage bill. And he's also been playing just so horrifically for us. Even though he's injured, I was like, yes, he doesn't want to go. But I was like, yes, 100%, we will take that. So Kazakov, Nene, Vasilyev, Dachev, Jean Martin, Bastudov, Hutsi. Oh, there we go. Thank you for reminding me. Ibram, Arsov, Ivanov, Kostov, who's not having like a world beater type start to the campaign, but we are going to try to see what he can do. So, the good news, if we could click on him. Okay, we can't click on anybody, apparently. Bliznikov has appeared in the Europa League, or the Conference League. So, at 31 years old, right, you can say he's appeared in Europe. So, that's really kind of what I wanted to make sure. Majors appeared. Georgia was unregistered. I think everybody has appeared now. Ashotev appeared. Yep, he's appeared. I know Ivanov appeared, even though we set him back down to the under-19s because we did bring up Vayachi, who, okay, he has not appeared. Now, he can also play a little bit of the center back. He's stronger. Marking-wise, he's about the same, etc. But we thought, you know what? Ivanov has a strength of 1. He has a strength of 7. We'll bring him up. And we're going to go ahead and get into the match. So this is our second home UEFA Conference League qualifying, match. We had 6,000 fans in the first one. We had under 3,000 fans for our home opener in the league, which we drew 2-2 to Montana with a heavily rotated side. I'll say, nobody expects anything from us. Best do not every manager wishes they had a player like him. They're very capable. They're a very good team, full of quality. So it does look like we are close to being sold out of our 7,500 seats here at our stadium. Of course, I don't think we're going to get the music play because we did the first time and we don't again. I really don't understand why on the road we have that opening, but here at home, we just go straight into the match. Anyways, we will be moving to the right of the screen wearing our green jerseys and our white shorts. They're wearing the all whites. Again, I would love a victory, especially if we could get it by 2, 2 advance to the next round. I'd also, if we don't get that, but we stay healthy, the good news for us is, again, lets us focus on the league. Oh my God, what is that pass? Jeez. Yeah, it deserved to get intercepted. That is just a ridiculously bad pass. And we're going to go down 1-0. Renovales right in front of the goal. Kostov just sucks this year. He has just been awful. Our back line has been awful. And we are going to go down. We are going to get knocked out. We're not going down, but we're going to get knocked out. The only good, again, we're going to be able to focus on the Priva Liga now. And hopefully we'll be able to get back into, put the club in a position to be back in Europe next year. But we are going to be 1-1 and 2. Yeah, 1-1 and 2 to start the season. No, wait, sorry. 2-1 and 2. No, 2-1 and 3, sorry. Yeah, duh, my dumbass. Because we're not... I mean, well, if freaking Kazakov would have kept running, he would have been through. But instead, he just stopped. Maybe he would have been offsides. That's fair. But should have kept running. Doesn't. Nene's through. He scores to draw us even. But it does. Again, we have to beat them. We have to score again. Oh, wait. We were offside, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I thought for a second there might have been a path forward where we could, okay, we draw even, then we beat them, we score the second half to win 2-1, force extras, go to penalties, you never know what happens, but we were offsides, and yeah. So we are going to get some money. I mean, again, we still have time, but this team just... God, I mean, that worked, but that was just a crap pass, man. Put some pace on it. Kazakov is like, he's got some good attributes, but he's not like an out-and-out sprinter. He does have 3 goals in 4 matches here, the Conference League qualified stages, so that part's good, but what attributes he does have, sprinting is not one of them. But again, Vasilev, it gets there, but I don't know how he wins that. I mean, that is just about as close as you could get. And again, like if we draw and get knocked out, I mean, that's better than a loss, I guess, right, for the record book. Really, it's not going to matter at the end of the day, but we're playing better. We're playing better again. We're still not we're a little bit of a more veteran side. We do have Biro, Slavia, Sofia, so I think we can get 6 points there. That unfortunately plays Suzuka, who, man, I mean, if we're out of Europe and we could have this team against them, maybe we have a chance to not get just demolished, but because Donchev has been suspended for both league matches. Okay, I'm going to say we owe them after what happened. Can we keep the run in Europe going? The one sub I do want to make sure I make is to make Vaichaki come in for Hootsie, just because if this is our last European match, I want to make sure he gets experience, in Europe. And if we go through, then, you know what? That's even better. Again, we are trying to play more balanced than positive, although we might switch back to be positive. Oh my God, how? God. I know we're not the most fleet of foot on the back line, but damn. Idiots. We just have idiots on the back line. Donchev has come out and done absolutely nothing. Get the ball. Nice ball through to Kazakov, and he puts it in. So Donchev gets the assist. Kazakov puts it in, and we do draw even. It's now 4-4. We're gonna go to extra time, I'm sure of it. I don't think the game is gonna let me win 3-1. But Vasilev just that is the most passive attacking of the football. Like, it worked out. It did work out, but he's just standing there watching the ball. Great pass by Donchev, who I said hadn't done anything, but he finally pops up here at a big moment. Of course, naturally, there's another highlight right away. I'm actually, in a weird way, I'm okay, good job, Husi. I mean, I would have passed it a little bit sooner. Right? Because he had a better opportunity to get the... Seriously, the highlight's still going on. Okay. I would have had I would have liked him to have passed it sooner just because has the opportunity to kind of lead him more. But oh my 3-2. Yep, 2-2. Oh, nice save, Kostov. Even with the mid block, my morons can't figure out how to mark people. Like All right, 65 minutes in. Milishev's going to come in for Nene because Nene has decided, you know what, I don't really need to play well. Zakovic will come in for Bastudov because Bastudov is coming off of that injury where he missed a decent amount of last year for us. Petrov will come in for Arsov because Arsov's been playing in the league and in Europa, so he is tired. Those will be the 3 subs we'll make right now. We'll try to shift to positive, see if we can't maybe steal a 3rd goal. I mean, well, that's right. We wouldn't get a 2-1 victory because we'd have to go to extras. Yeah. Vyachki will come in. I am going to try to sub it Bakalski for Donchev because Donchev is definitely getting tired. I agree. Shotev will probably come in for Vasiliev once we get to extras. I mean, I did say it. I said I'm pretty sure the game's going to make me go to extras. It's not going to let me win 3-1. And well, okay, it might let me draw 2-2, which actually I'd be okay with. Like, 2, yep. Good job. Good job, morons. Good job. So we are out of Europe. Oh, no, they were offsides. I didn't hear the whistle. No, don't get the ball. Never mind. We have the most passive approach, despite we are supposed to be triggering press and marking tighter and all this. We have the most passive approach to gaining possession. Yep, that's right, dude. Look at your watch. That's what you should do. Can we make a sub? Thank you. We've already introduced him. I mean, the biggest issue with Rayachki is he's like 2 feet tall. I mean, he's 5'5", but we are going to go down to a balance because people are exhausted, of course. I don't think we have any subs left, but I did get Vasilyev because, again, he was a guy who had been out for a long time. Kazakov also missed time, but can't get him out because Nene needed to come off. Shotev. I mean, it'd be nice. Kazakov! God dang it, that would have been nice. Roche here with a free kick in the 102nd minute. Goal. Bakalski, can we do something to draw even? No, Milishev misses. I mean, I don't think we have any subs left, do we? No, didn't think so. Again, you know, out of Europe in all likelihood, focus on the league. We'll be able to actually rest people, rotate, you know, focus on trying to, you know, get in the top 5 again. I don't know that we'll be back at Blagoevgrad for a 4th year. I mean, I did try to get out, you know, this year, but, you know, we weren't quite able to. But look, I mean, we end up if we go 2-1-1 in Europe in our first run in Europe, as you know, they have a free kick here at the very end, at which we are going to draw, and we are going to fail to advance. Just blow the whistle. I mean, I hope we get draw anyway because it's their highlight here at the end. So I'm really hoping we don't give up a goal to lose. Oh my God! Seriously, Kostov, can you stop suppling this year? Damn, dude! He has been trash. We were easily the second best. Yeah. I mean, we were easily the second best. I mean, like, it's not the fact that we lost. It's that my freaking goalkeeper, I'm not going to praise him. I'm not praising any of these morons. So we get 450,000 euros. We get knocked out. He's benched. I'm sorry. Get off the pitch. Get off the pitch. He has allowed, 12 goals. He's allowed 13 goals in the last 5. 13 goals. So anyway, we're out of Europe. We're out of Europe. We are 2-1-3. But we're out of Europe, so that part's good. Well, okay, it's not good, but we could focus on the league now. That part's good. I think we'll come back for Arda in September, so we'll see if we can maybe recreate what we did in August last year, because this team just, despite being better, we're off to a rough start. We are off to a rough start. Like, there's just no... There's just no way around that. That we are just off to one heck of a rough start. Again, like, it's probably realistic. It's probably valid. But yeah, we are 2-1-3. I mean, they're a bigger team. Like they are a bigger team. They've won 21 major honors. They've apparently never won the Super League though, but we now have 1.5 million euros. We're supposed to have 760,000 at the end of the season. That part's good. That part is good. The fact that we can't get anything from our supposedly elite goalkeeper, that part's less good. That part is less good. So, and the fact that we upgraded our back line and our midfield and our wingers, and we just... 14 goals in our last 4 matches. 14 goals in our last 4 matches. Okay, granted, 2 of them, like against Barreau, where we were a little bit rotated, that's fair. Like, that is fair. Ludogorets, we had our backup team in, or our Montana, we had a heavily rotated squad, and the other 2 were in a European competition. That like, okay. But at the same time, like, damn. So since we're out of Europe, I'm just curious about this. No, it did show up. Okay. So thank you, everybody. I would have loved a draw. I would have loved to get a draw. Just g- a 2-2 draw would have been fine. But we lost 3-2 in both matches. So again, first time ever in Europe. We get through the first round. We lose in the second. That's probably realistic for us. It was more the fact that we just could not see it out. But again, we took Arsov off. We took Bastudov off. Dodchev was off. Usti was off. And that's where, we probably just don't have the depth to really, challenge much in Europe. But thank you, everybody. Take care, and I will talk to y'all later.